Camera around. Oh. Alright guys, how are you all? I decided to hop on. Although I think the Super Bowl is going on. We don't watch the Super Bowl, so there might not be anybody join us. But we started seeds last night, and I've got some more that I'm going to start today. Me and my mother-in-law went through our seed collection at the farm, and I need to go through our seed collection here. I don't know exactly what's here. I think it's mostly just pole beans, corn, stuff like that. We might get it down and go through it as well, but here are some of the seeds that I started last night. Let me get the seed packet. And a cushion for my legs. I've been sitting on the floor all evening. I can feel it. So I got these seeds off of Amazon. For a while now, I've been wanting to do loofah gourds. And so that's what I did. So I planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 last night. If you don't have seed starter trays, I recommend, or this is what I did, I cut a cup and a half. Well, I cut the top of it off. And then I took some of the cellophane. I put a hole in the bottom, or two. Took some of the cellophane, and I covered it up. If you water it really well, and put that cellophane over, it keeps the moisture in. And then all I do is sit it in a window, on a windowsill. Got a tray here. Just water it really well. And if you keep the moisture in it, it should bead up and warm up. As you can see, there's, steam. I don't know if actually you can see, but there's steam gathered up in there, moisture. So, anyways, I'm going to add to that. Now, ran out of cups, but I have the seed starter kit. These are all natural fiber seed starter for early flowers and vegetables, encourage root growth. Plant pot and all. So I've got these, and I've got the same thing in the Jiffy, which is bigger. The seeds that I'm starting today or tonight are the cabbage, Copenhagen Market Early, cabbage Fairy Round Dutch, Fairies Round Dutch, and Roma tomato. For everybody that's hopping on, if you could double tap that screen and like the video. If you double tap it, it will like the video, which helps a girl out that's trying to be monetized. I have some seed starter mix I brought in the house. This is not, that's not the bag it came in. This is actually Chick Starter Grower. I mixed this batch up, this seed mixture up last year. And when we planted our seeds in the ground, I saved the soil out of the seed trays. And the seeds that didn't grow, I dumped the soil back in here. So, anyways, I'm just going to start a few seeds. Now, I haven't exactly decided how many plants that I'm going to start or how many different breeds of different things that I'm going to start. I'm not going to get crazy with it. I have talked about it on videos before. There's not really a good place in the house to get seeds started. And so I have a very limited amount of space. And it's a lot of work, especially since our local greenhouse, supporting our local greenhouse business, they sell plants for like $75 a piece. Like it's like $1.50 if you buy like a tray of 4. So it really doesn't make much sense to spend a bunch of time and money and effort on producing seedlings when you don't have the space to do it. When you can buy them so cheaply. So like I said, we're just going to start the cabbage, and then I'm going to start these tomatoes, the Romas FV. We have high amount of clay soil. Our soil, we have been amending it throughout the years, but we have found in the last 2 years the best plants, the best tomato plants are the Romas. They do very well with our type of soil. Now we do plant eaters, plate tomatoes, whatever you want to call them, sandwich tomatoes. We do plant those, and we do eat those, but Romas seem to do very well. So last year we planted over 60 tomato plants, and the Romas did wonderful. We were in a severe drought last year and a severe drought the year before, and the Romas held up better than all the rest of them. They produced all the way to the end. They did very well. So we're going to focus on Romas. That means that I'm going to be purchasing Roma starts as well, Roma plants, but I want to go ahead and start these seeds as well. That way we just have Romas to start with. I'm also planting the cabbage early because I'm going to put out some spring cabbage this year. On top of that, probably this week or this coming week or next week, I will be planting lettuce, kohlrabi, mint, onion seeds. I might start my onion seeds this week. I also have I have some onions that I've purchased that have started, and so I'm going to put them in the ground and just see how they do. I've never done that before. Don't know if it'll work, but we're going to try it. And so we're going to be planting those things. Thank you. I love stars. We're going to be planting those things, and it's actually like it's a dress. Kind of like a, I don't know what you call it. It's like a shirt dress. Comes just above the knees. We're going to be getting those things started. So anyways, all this talking, let's just get the seeds started. Should I start? I probably need to start the tomatoes in these. I'm just realizing though they don't have a hole in the bottom. So I'm going to have to put a hole in the bottom. And I will probably, I don't know. Should I start? I'll probably start the cabbage in here. Let me see. It says start with the best. So this is showing it's like a medium on the side. This is the little ones. Maybe I just need to start. We'll just start with these first, I guess. I'll show you all how I do it. Uh-oh. I figured it'd be fun to do this live. Just because, I've got scissors here, so I'm going to go ahead and poke holes in the bottom of them. You always need to have drainage holes. If you're watching back, if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So what do I need to do first? So first is the Fairy Dutch round cabbage. So I'm going to take my pen here and I'm going to write what I'm planting. So this is Fairy Dutch, or round Dutch is what it is. I been saying it wrong. Dutch, and today's date is what? Oh, it's the 9th. I always put the date on them. What did I say today's date was? The 9th? Who's watching the Super Bowl right now? I know some people are. We're not big football fans. I could do with some Super Bowl food though. I think I'm gonna do, let me see, 4. I'll do 4 of the. I'll do 4 of these of the Fairy Round Dutch. Fairy's Round Dutch. For those of you just hopping on, I've got a soul mix that I mixed up last year for seed starting. It's organic. It's got organic stuff in it. So what I usually do is take a cup, I tap the soul down, and then I'm going to take the bottom of my pen. I'm not going to go all the way down, but I'm going to make a decent indentation. And then I'm going to take my cabbage seed. I don't know if this one's been open or not. I'm going to take my cabbage seed. If I can get it open. And these are little tiny seeds. Oh. Well, I take that back. I said I was going to do 1. What I'm going to do is 2 holes. Not too far down. And I'm going to put 1 seed in each. I do this to raise my chances of having the cabbage make it. I always put 2 seeds in each cup. Then we tap that down, add just a little bit of soil over top. And then like I did with these cups here, I'll water them really well. I've got a water bottle here. You just water it. Water it very well, soak your soil, and then I'll cover it with cellophane. That one is finished. Let's move on to the next one. I've done too much sitting on the floor today. I'm getting old and I can't hardly handle it. Tap it down. I'm going to add a little more to that. Tap it down. Did that one a little deep. Do some indentions. Grab me a couple seeds. And this particular variety is the Fairy Round Dutch cabbage. And put the seeds down in the holes. Tap to cover. Do a little soil on top. And I like to water them or cover them. Oh, just watered the seed packets. Probably need to wipe them off. Don't want them getting wet. I usually cover them or water them. That way I can remember exactly which ones I've done. Because with my old age, I'm also losing memory. And make sure, like I said, these larger ones didn't have a hole in the bottom of them. These smaller ones do, so you need to make sure that you're doing a drainage hole. I'm going to do one more of the Dutch round Dutch. I always want to say Dutch round. Let's say it backwards. The round Dutch. Probably put a little bit too much in that one. Yes, I'm doing it inside the house because it's pitch dark outside. It's late here. But you gotta do things when you got time to do them. Has anybody else on here started their garden plants? Oh, it's lost the cabbage seed. Is anybody else on here garden? If so, what is your favorite vegetable out of the garden? Or fruit? We've got clay for soil as well. That is all our, that's all our ground is. So if you are actually truly interested in how we grow our crops, in clay soil, I highly recommend you checking out our garden videos, because it is completely clay soil. We are nothing but clay and slate rock. We live in Appalachia, Kentucky, and our area is swamp, clay soil, but we've made it work. We've made it work. So if you are interested in that, I have multiple videos on how we have worked to correct our soil, but how we still grow in it every single year. You can do it, I promise. But I've got plenty of videos on it. Plenty, plenty, plenty. Got all kinds of garden videos. Also, we raise in clay soil and raise a majority of the vegetables and fruit we eat every year. So, I see that as an accomplishment. Okay, I've done 4 of those, which was the Dutch round, or round Dutch. Now I'm going to do 4 of the 4 of the next breed, which is Copenhagen Market Early. That's what it's called. It says best known. Oh, let me see. Oh, I'm getting too old for this. Oh. The Fairies Round Dutch. Golly, let's read it. Takes cold weather better than most varieties. Forms compact heads weighing 3 to 5 pounds at maturity. High in vitamin A, B1, B2, and BC. So that's what I planted here. And then these are best known. These are the Copenhagen Market Early. These are best known early cabbage. Forms 9-inch soil heads 2 to 3 weeks before large late types. Heads weigh 2 to 3 pounds at maturity, and ideal size for the family refrigerator. So start seeds indoors 6 weeks before killing frost in spring. When 4 inches tall, transplant outside or sow directly outdoors when frost danger is over. And I will probably plant these as seeds as well. But I want to get a head start on some of these cabbages. That way I can go ahead and put them out. Mike, I cannot see what you said. Hey, he said rosemary, sage, thyme, parsley, chives, mint, peppermint, spearmint, cloves, romaine, Nevada. I'm too old for this. Oh, let's see. Nevada lettuce, iceberg. Did you mean oregano? Sweet Spanish, yellows, and Walla Walla is what Jacqueline has planted so far. Ooh, cool beans. Good job, Jack. I've called her everything under the sun. Jack, Jacqueline, Jackie. I feel like She's got one of those names. You can just like call her whatever. Oh, okay. Hi Keegan, how are you? I am just starting the Roma FV, whatever, or VF. Golly, my dyslexia today is just getting the best of me. It says paste type fruits with meaty interiors and few seeds, ideal for canning sauce, compact determinate plant. I'm going ahead and starting them early. And I'll be starting them early, but I want to go ahead and get this cabbage started. I'm going to plant it directly. Yeah, I'm doing a few starts. I'm starting tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, my loofah gourds, and cabbage. That's it for right now. I need to go through all our seeds. I went through the farm, the seeds that I have at the farm with my mother-in-law. I've got seeds up there. I'll probably go through them with you all this evening. But I started 6 loofah gourds. I'm starting 4 cabbages, 4, pots of cabbages. And then tomatoes. I want to make sure that we have early Romas just in case something happens. I am not starting peppers this year. I will probably just buy peppers. I was talking to somebody last night, and plants are just so cheap to buy around here. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. Plants are just so cheap to buy around here. I was talking to somebody that, like, we can buy a plant at our local greenhouse and support a local business. Like, one plant is like 75 cents. For like $1.25, you can buy like 4 plants. And I just don't see the reason for me to go through, because I don't have hardly anywhere to start plants. I want to get a greenhouse. Hopefully we'll get a greenhouse. Or at least a hoop house. We're maybe looking into getting a hoop house. But I just don't have the space. And so I don't have the window space. My windows are I just don't have the window space. And so, I'm just going to buy the plants and support the local businesses. Now, I know not everybody can do that. I know that most people have to start seeds, which, stinks. But, I guess it doesn't stink for everybody. I know a lot of people want to start their seeds, but it makes more sense and it's cheaper, honestly, for us to just buy them from somebody else. It really is. People are like flabbergasted when I tell them that we can buy, like 4 plants for like $1.25. Like it's amazing that our local greenhouse does it. They sell out of them very quickly, but I would rather support them than have to do this, myself, and really not have the room or the time to manage them. Let me see. You are lucky to have that choice. If I did, I would not start. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to do that. Yeah, they're really wonderful people, and they've been in business for many years because they offer that stuff around here. They make it to where anybody can garden if they want to. Or most people, I should say, can garden if they want to. But I know they're not going to have loofah gourd starts, obviously, so I need to do that. That local greenhouse, for whatever reason, I've requested and asked if they would have Amish paste, but they haven't brought Amish paste in, so I know I'm not going to be able to get any Amish paste from them, so I am growing Romas, and I can get the Amish paste at another local greenhouse. But we bought from that other local greenhouse last year, and they accidentally got their seeds mixed up, and we got a bunch of plants that weren't actually what they were supposed to be. I know they didn't do it on purpose, but it was kind of aggravating, so I'd rather not have to go to them for everything, Alright, right now I'm starting the Copenhagen market early. And like I said, I'm going to start these from start. So I'm going to put them outside early. And then I will probably start some from seed as well. That way we can have multiple in the spring. And I plan on, in the next couple days or week or so, I plan on starting onion seeds, kohlrabi, lettuce. I think it was black-seeded lettuce. I laid a bunch out, but I left them at the farm. So I'll be doing a video on that in the next couple days. I need to sit these down. But yeah, so I was telling somebody about it, and they were in like North Dakota, and they said like one plant start is like $5. I can't even imagine. That's insane. Like our local dollar, or our local like Walmart or something like that will have plants, but they're like pretty good sized plants for like $3 a piece. But I can't imagine like a whole plant, like a tomato with tomatoes on it for like $3. I can't imagine giving $5 for his little old starts. No way, Jose. I've been putting rabbit manure and hay, all winter on a specific spot in the garden. I should have put that soil on top. A specific spot in the garden. And so I'm hoping that that will help. It's our worst spot. Now, we have been discussing and talking about adding some more raised beds next to our raised beds. So we'll just have to see. We're going to be tilling it again, obviously. We tilled it at the end of the year. We'll be tilling it again. And I will probably be adding more rabbit manure and stuff to that. So, rabbit manure right now is our biggest amendment. Because we don't have goats anymore, we don't have horses anymore, we don't have cattle anymore, so that's pretty much all we've got. And I feed all our scraps to our dogs and our chickens, so I don't really have a compost pile per se, besides just what scraps we throw out in the garden. You said our Walmart sale starts $5 and above for a single plant, so can't afford. Think they are called Bonnie plants, not organic. Yeah, I've seen the Bonnie plants. There's local like places like Ace and different Walmart, and there's different places that sell the Bonnie plants, but I don't think they're $5. Or at least they weren't last year. It's hard telling what they'll be this year. So, but we just support our local greenhouse. They have decent prices and they're good people. So, it's easy to support people like that. And they've been in business for many years because they're good to people. And so, that's what we do. And they have heirloom. So you don't just go in and like, it's not like plants you've heard of. Like they have heirloom plants such as like Kellogg's Breakfast, Black Krim, Cherokee Purple, and usually if you request something, they will get it for you. They haven't with the Amish paste. She wrote it down, or she said she was going to write it down. She might have forgot. I might need to ask them again this year if they would do it for next year. But there's also a Roma plant that we grew the year before last that was called a Health Kick. And if you're wanting to grow Romas, something like Amish paste, the Health Kick. I like them. Maybe even a little more than I liked the Amish paste. So if you're interested in something like that, Health Kick is something that I enjoy as well, that I can recommend. Okay, so I've gotten 4. Oh, I just dropped a seed. I don't know where it went. Okay, I've got 4 of the Copenhagen Market Early, and then I've got 4 of the I didn't write those down. I got distracted. I'll have to write on the side. I've got 4 of the Fairies Round Dutch. Why can I not remember that? So this is what? Market Early. And like I said, I always write the date. Today's the 9th. I need to water that. I need to write these down. So is it Market Early? Has anybody gotten their taxes done yet? I told my husband we need to get them done this week. Get them out of the way. I dread doing taxes. Is anybody else? It's that time of year, though. Back in the day when we had goats, we had all kinds of them dying, though. We had a bunch of write-offs from them dying. Just losing thousands of dollars every year. That was fun, you know. Fun times. Okay, let's start these Romas. Oh, through my thing. Roma VF. Right? Yeah, VF. I wonder what V is. VF. Anybody know what VF means? I forgot to write the date. Okay. I don't know, for those of you that are just getting on here, I cut cups in half last night, and I covered them with cellophane. That's how I start seeds when I don't have my seed trays. My seed trays got thrown away last year. So, that stinks. But it is what it is. Okay. Oh gosh, my knees are giving out on me, guys. I'm getting old. Oh, VF means wilt resistant. You learn something new every day. You repeating after me?
Well,
How many times have you heard that in your lifetime? You learn something new every day.
Probably, let's say, count 1,744 billion. Yep. Well, I told Mama, I showed Mama that clip of Barnyard Fun where he said, "Yeah, it's cat farm. You're gonna find cats outside." Laugh.
Okay, these are the Romas. How many do I want to do with these? I should have probably done these small ones, because that's not going to hold a tomato very long. So I've got 3 of these big ones. I'll just do 3. We'll just call it good at 3, right? That'll be okay.
You make that these away?
Yes. My tray is not big enough. I'm running out of tray room.
Yeah, run that.
I've got a bigger tray at the farm though. I will probably grab. It's down in the barn.
Yeah.
Oh. You want to do this, Toots?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's your cup of soil.
Okay.
Do you know how to do it?
Yeah, pour it in the cups.
You pour it in, but you don't want to fill it all the way up.
So fill it to about line.
Well,
Before the
I'll
line.
tell you when. Oh. Let's turn the camera so you can see the little one. Actually, it might be better if you get right here.
Yeah.
You get where Mama's at, because that's where the stool's at. It don't make no sense to have you that far away, does it?
Yeah, and then we get
Oh.
salt. Then what's,
Mommy is getting old, sis.
then the salt gets on. It's right here. We won't get all the way over here, will we?
No. Okay. I'll tell you when. Keep on going.
So stuck. Cow farm. You gonna find cows outside. You say it all the time.
It's a cow farm. You're gonna find cows outside. Okay, that's good. Now,
Hold on.
she's helping Mommy.
Oh, it might be important.
Oh, gosh.
Well, he's.
All right, well, she's done leaving me for her dad.
It's okay. I'll be back in a minute.
She's a daddy's girl. His command is her wish. She'll leave me for him any day. Okay. Those two are always up to shenanigans.
It might take me a minute. He needed a pop.
Oh. He's scared to get up here in front of this camera.
Yeah.
He might actually show somebody his face.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
Lord bless it. Expecting the pop ain't won't come out.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I put 2 seeds in each hole. So I do 2 holes, and then I put 2 seeds in each hole. It's typically how I do it. It's a cow farm. You gotta find cows outside.
She's back.
Are you back, Tootsie?
He goes pop.
Okay.
He goes Sprite.
We're gonna have to get a second tray.
Yeah. Mhm.
Can you grab that tray behind you?
Oh,
The
this.
gray tray?
You know what we need is we ought to have a tray. It's just like cut like that. Y'all see that? Y'all might not be able to see the end of the tray has the loop, but we all cut that and like make it where it's glued together right there.
No, we only got 2 more things, so
Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to do it to keep the.
Soul down.
Yeah. Okay. Fill your cup.
It's kind of fun. Okay.
Now, do you want me to scoop some, or do you think you can do it?
Come on. Sitting on my dress.
Oh, break that cloud up.
Well, Lord bless it. He's a big boy. Big. You think that's good?
I'm happy to see your subscriber numbers has gone up.
Yeah, you were at
I know. Thank you so much.
you were at 2003 last live.
Okay, this one is finished. So you're gonna fill that one up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got soul on my hands.
We got 2 more left. It's a cow farm. You gotta find cows outside. Right?
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. Leave that salt because you'll need to cover these up. Okay. Now you want to take the end of your marker and you want to do a hole here and a hole there. You don't want to go deep.
Okay, just like
No. Do the opposite of that.
okay. So we'll go.
No, on the sides.
So on the sides.
Not real far over
Yep.
here.
Okay.
Let Mommy show you and then you can do one.
Okay, so about
Right
half.
there. And you just want to do a little and then right there.
Okay.
You want a little deep, so we'll fill it in just a little bit. That's good. That's good. Okay, now get you a couple seeds.
These? How many you want?
Here's one right here.
Okay.
And what we're going to do, we're going to do 2 in each hole. So that one already has one.
Okay, so we need one more.
Mm-hmm.
This is very tedious for me.
Okay. And then do 2 in the next hole.
That worked out perfect. 3 come out.
It did. Now, we're going to tap it.
Looks like this.
Let the dirt fill in a little bit. All right. Now add a little soil on top. I'm going to break it up. That's plenty. Now we want to take our water.
And dip it just like that.
And we're going to kind of soak it.
Okay.
Just like that. We want to get all the way on the edges. We're going to soak it. Okay? Now you can do the next one all by yourself.
We were talking yesterday, and we was like, it'll be like our school project because we're going to look forward to these seeds growing. We're going to wake up every morning and be so excited because they're...
Go in just a tad bit. We want to...
Just a
Probably about right there.
Probably about right there?
Yep, that's plenty. That's plenty.
We'll make it what? About right there?
That's good. Yep. All right, 2 in this hole, 2 in that hole. What are you fake sneezing
I know,
about?
but it feels good. Like if my nose is itchy, it feels good. Okay, next step.
Grab your seeds.
I gotta think about what my next step was. Okay, let's see. So 4 seeds, I'll put them out. So you come out.
There was 3. You need 1 more.
There's one.
Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay.
Lord bless it. Only 1, 2. I think that's it.
Did it go in?
Yeah. It went.
I didn't know if it was that.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard work.
All right, now tap. I'm gonna put you a little soil on top.
Soul goes a little way. A little bit goes a long way.
Well, we're gonna add just a little more.
Okay. I said a little bit. Oh, I thought I said a lot goes a long way.
You said a little bit goes long.
I thought I said a lot. Okay.
Now hold it down because it kind of pours out.
Okay, tell me more.
Oh, you're making a messy mess here. Oh, God.
How do you
Hold it like that.
Okay.
Okay, now. And you want to go all the way around. All right, good.
I squeeze it a lot.
All right, now we'll put those there.
Okay.
I'm going to water that one just a little bit because I added some extra soil on top.
Better be safe than sorry.
Okay, we got those seeds done.
Is
Now,
that all of them?
that's all for now. And then,
What all of you planted?
I planted 4 of the Copenhagen Market Early cabbage, 4 of the Fairy Round Dutch cabbage, 6 of the loofah gourds, and then those tomatoes. Can I have those, please?
Tomatoes, potatoes.
Get it, girl.
Tomatoes, potatoes. Supposed to be tomatoes.
Tomatoes, potatoes, I think is what you said.
Well, I said tomatoes, potatoes.
Oh.
I was supposed to say potatoes, cabbage, and cabbage and more. No, I don't know what I was supposed to say. I was just going to say tomatoes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But it ended up being a twatus.
I think I'm going to get my seeds out and see what we've got in there.
Yay.
You want to look through the seeds?
Yeah. They were, like you and Mama was in the spring fever.
Yeah. I'll put this in the sink. And let's scoot that. Can you scoot this seed tray out of the way? I'm going to grab these seeds down.
We got a big bunch, so we need as much room as we can get. Alright, you're opening up the fridge. I'm just going to grab me a water.
Let's see what seeds we've got. These are all beans, I think. Hi, Ark. How are you?
I love water. I think
I keep all my seeds in a bread box.
I never knew what that was.
You didn't?
No.
I got this bread box at a yard sale. We and my husband had took a trip, And we stopped at this house that had this massive yard sale. And what had happened was the family was cleaning out the house of a woman who was a hoarder. And there was all kinds of stuff. And they were selling stuff for like, I paid $1 for that bread box.
That's a decent sized bread box.
Yeah, I paid $1 for it. And it was from a woman who was a hoarder.
I want to see how big it is.
Okay, so these are 2024 pink tip. This is all I have from the pink tips. I want to make sure that we plant these this year because they were, and then I have 2023 zinnia seeds, and then that's all sunflowers down there. It's a mix of sunflowers. I need to take those out to the farm.
It's about 1 foot long. Let's see how deep it is.
Are you measuring it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's make sure I done it.
Well, a foot's right here, so if you mark it from here, now pull the ruler up to the top, right here,
Okay.
and see how long it is. How many inches more?
2.
2 more inches. So
So
a
it's a-
foot,
and 2 inches.
a foot and 2 inches.
And let's see how deep it is. It is from.
If you start at number 1, it might be easier.
I am.
Okay.
Well, 0.
Okay.
So it is it's about 17 inches deep.
Okay.
Which it wasn't.
Now that we know the size of the bread box,
Yeah.
let's see what's in the bread box.
You gotta know what size it is. You know.
A massive bag of half runners. Let me see. 2 colored pink and white coxcomb seeds.
I thought that was just like an envelope. We didn't even do something.
Pink half runners. These are my favorite right here. These pink tip half runners are what they're called.
Yeah.
My new favorite bean. We grew those for the first time last year. This is, I figured this would be mostly green beans, and it is. These are non-tough half runner green beans. Also a favorite. These are greasy grit white beans. We have white, and then we have greasy grit. These brown beans. These are greasy grit brown beans. So these are cut short greasies. These are brown beans.
I can't.
Are you going to do a collab video with Alaska Homesteader? Yes, we are. I am waiting on him to get back with me, but we have been in contact. So I'm waiting on him. These are Josephine Jackson half runners. These are a decent bean. What were you saying?
This one is from 2023, but the hand ride's a little squeaky, so I can't really tell.
These are turkey crawls. They're a really pretty bean. Mike, are you still on here?
NT, what's NT mean?
These are the turkey crawl beans I was telling you about. They're really, really pretty.
Half runners. I think these are half runners.
Those are non-tough half runners.
Non-tough. This is all.
And they're called non-tough because they're called non-tough because they are not tough. They are a tender.
I know. That's kind of.
They are a tender half runner bean. Half runner beans can tend to get a little tough if you don't pick them at a certain time, but these tend to be more tender as time goes on.
These are 4 years old. These beans are.
I thought grow beans. Oh yes, we grow
A lot of beans.
we grow beans directly in the ground. We start them soon as the frost is over. Now we grow mostly pole beans, so your runner beans, and then we'll grow a row or 2 of a non-runner. Last year we grew tenderettes, and they did very well in our drought. They did very well in our drought. We also grew Kentucky Wonders last year, and they did well as well. I don't know if we will grow Kentucky Wonders again this year, but we're definitely going to make sure that we grow tenderettes again. 100%. We're also hopefully going to make sure that we grow the pink-tipped beans. And this right here is actually a variety that we wrote them down as pink tip. This is before we knew that there was actually a bean called pink tip. This was a crossbreed between a rattlesnake green bean. It was a hybrid that we had created. It was a rattlesnake green bean, or a cross. It was a rattlesnake green bean crossed with a cut short greasy bean. And if, as you can kind of tell, can you see at the end where the tip is pink? It has a very pink cast to it. And we saved these seeds back to see if we planted them, what would happen. Can you all kind of see where it's pink? But it was a cross. You can see the green there. It was a cross between the rattlesnake green beans and the cut short greasies. The pinks kind of turned brown there. I don't know if we'll plant these. We never did plant them to see what happened, but we come upon a bean last year at a local farm supply store, and they had what they were calling a pink tip bean, or a pink bean. And the bean isn't actually pink, but the pod is pink. And it has a real pretty pink tint flower. I do have them on our video last year, and I do plan to plant them again because they did very well last year, or they started out well, I should say. These are also greasy grits. We call these court day greasy. There's like a sale in our area that's called Court Day, and we got those at Court Day, but they are a type of greasy grit bean. These are a flower. They're called, they're a pink hibiscus. They're beautiful. Then we have a red hibiscus. See what else we got in here. These are angel trumpets. Purple angel trumpets. My husband was on a job one time, and these people had these beautiful flowers. They're poisonous, so you got to be careful. But they had these beautiful flowers, and my husband asked them, he asked them what they were, and she said those are angel trumpets. There's a double. They're called double purple angel trumpets, I think is what they're called. You'll have to Google and look at them, but it's like a trumpet, but they're double. They're white and purple. They're really, really pretty. It's like two pods inside each other. You'll have to look them up because they're really cool. But he got those. And then, let me see what else we have in here. This is corn. Silver Queen corn. Turkey crawl beans. It don't look like there's many in there. Yellow and black gourd. Black top and bottom, yellow middle, small gourd. That's just something I wrote down. I don't even know. There were some type of... This is corn. It is not marked. My guess is Silver Queen. We buy corn every year like we don't have a stock full of it. This is a butternut squash that I saved from 2022. This is birdhouse gourd. And it says small size apple gourd, large size birdhouse gourd. So they must be mixed together. I might plant those this year, actually. And then there's some radish seeds down here that probably need thrown away. I would
probably
assume that they are expired.
Oh.
Yeah, they're from 2000. They're from 2012. But I can't hardly throw seeds away.
2012. It's 2025. Y'all know what's weird? Is when it's the poisonous...
What are you judging me? Listen to her judging. The person that puts a roof over her head, that feeds her out of this garden, judging.
No, you know what's... Well, what else I was going to say is poisonous flowers are always usually the prettiest ones.
Yeah, they are.
I'm like, why?
Do you have to separate at planting? Let's see. You're saying you're going back to bush beans? You're not going to plant any pole beans? Is that what you're saying, Ark? Do you have to separate at planting so you don't cross? I do. But like, let's say I'm canning them. I keep them completely separated. You can mix similar green beans together. You don't really, I don't really have an issue with that. But when I'm canning green beans, I separate them completely, so I know exactly how everything cans. Rather we have like a batch that goes bad. I did have a green bean batch that went bad last year. It was the very first time I'd ever had beans go bad, and it was one particular batch that went bad. And the only thing that we could figure is that somehow somebody cross-contaminated them with something. They had like a bacteria grow on them. And so something had happened. And so that's the main reason why I split the batches. I also want to see how everything, mostly because I want to see how everything cans. And also when we give our canned goods away quite a bit. And so when I give somebody something, I want to say these are greasy grit green beans, or these are turkey crawl green beans, or these are tenderettes, or these are Kentucky Wonder, so on. I want to let them know exactly what they are, because a lot of people don't know how many different varieties of green beans there are out there. And we're also known, just as a family, to have like the heirloom green bean seeds. And people ask us for seeds and ask us how things taste very often, because we grow a lot of different varieties of pole beans. We're just a pole bean family. I'm not really that big on bush beans. Although I do feel like sometimes bush beans do better, as far as, you know, being more hardy, being more resistant to bugs and so forth. But typically, we're going to grow more pole beans than anything. I like the flavor better. I like beans that have strings in them, and I like, you know, being able to offer multiple, you know, different varieties to other people.
I checked it. You went up 6 subscribers.
Doing Kentucky Wonder bush beans. Yeah, that's what we did last year for our bush beans. We did tenderettes and Kentucky Wonder. Did you all have as bad a drought last year as we did, Ark? I'm going to put these out of the way. I'm probably going to have to get up off this floor.
You're doing a midnight live right now.
Is it midnight?
It's 12:09.
You need to be in bed, young lady. What are you doing in here, having pudding cups and sitting in the floor?
You went up 6 subscribers in the last 2 days.
Tell that young lady to get to bed, everybody.
I ain't even. My bed ain't even ready.
Well,
We had to wash my bed.
we had to wash her bed, and she ain't even made her bed. Listen to that.
I thought it was like 11 o'clock or something.
You better get in there. Late season drought. We had a drought the entire garden season. Pretty much. June, it rained a little bit. July 4th was our last rain until September, I believe. It was either September or October. We had zero rainstorms, zero rain that made a difference. We did have like a couple sprinkles here and there for like a few minutes. We did not get any rain, hardly at all. And so a lot of our plants struggled, but tenderettes did well. Tenderettes is probably what I canned the most of. I did all the canning for my husband's family, his mom, and them. I am my husband's family. I don't know what I'm saying. My mother-in-law, and then I did all of our canning as well. I ended up giving her more green beans, but I'm thinking I canned 17 jars of green beans for everybody, for me and for her. which is crazy. 17 jars is like hardly nothing. Like 17 jars to me would be like a piece. Like I should have canned like 17 for her and 17 for me. We didn't hardly eat any fresh. We pretty much canned absolutely everything, and that's all we got. So if that tells you how bad of a drought it was horrendous. It was bad. I'm trying to wipe that screen. I always make it worse when I wipe it first, though. Hold on. Let me use this. Okay. Is that better? But yeah, we, green beans didn't do well last year. Cucumbers did absolutely horrible. Horrendous. Awful. What cucumbers we got were bitter. Besides the cucumbers that were planted, down in the pastures. I planted a few things down in the pasture, where the horse hay and manure was. After we sold the horses, it's getting late. After we sold the horses, and that cucumber did well. The cucumbers up in the garden did absolutely horrible. We watered, I think, twice. We watered when the drought hit early on because it was affecting the plants. And then I think we watered one other time in the entire months of the drought. But we couldn't set our water. Hi, how are you? We couldn't. I think I did look them up, actually. I think I remembered, but now I can't remember what they even looked like. Though, I'm pretty sure. Look them up. I can't remember what they looked like. I can't even remember what they were. I wrote them down. I looked them up, I believe, after we got off live, though. I have a horrible memory. I have the memory of like an 80-year-old person, and I like to think far from 80. But it's awful. But I forgot what I was talking about. The cucumbers, that they were so bitter. I've never had cucumbers do so poorly. And I told my husband, we just need to prepare this year. We need to prepare for a drought to happen. You have a drought 2 years in a row. The third year, you need to expect a drought. So we're just going to plant things. As far as eating, we're just going to plant. It's called sleep deprivation.
Happy Monday. Because it's 14 minutes after 12.
Go get to bed.
I just finally got it made. You know, friend, Daddy's clothes was wrapped all in that sheet. I had a time trying to get that sheet undone.
All right, go get your bed made and get to bed.
He's like, crap.
This child.
And I feel like I've had like 45 pixie sticks. So, I mean, I could run around the whole yard right now and be perfectly fine.
I have not. I planted, speaking of radishes, I planted French breakfast radish, and I highly recommend, if you have not grown French breakfast radishes, they were delicious. They did very well. I planted them as a fall crop. It was, wait till I hit 50. I planted them as a fall crop, and they did very well. So if you are looking for a good radish, they're a thin radish. They're pink and white. Like the bottom is white, the top is pink, or vice versa, one or the other. But they're a really delicious radish. They're called French breakfast radish. We got them off of, we got them off of seedsaver.com. I highly recommend Seedsaver, or I always say .com. It's Seed Saver Exchange is what it's called. Seed Saver Exchange. Yes, we grow our own vegetables, all kinds. Majority of the vegetables we eat, we grow. As long as our crop is not very bad. So last year our crop was horrible for cucumbers, so we didn't hardly eat any cucumbers at all. I haven't had a cucumber in a long time.
Pickles, though.
I haven't had a cucumber in a long time. We grow our potatoes. We had to buy potatoes. They didn't do very well. We still don't produce enough onions each year to not have them, the entire year. The main things that we buy from the store, I have peppers out the wazoo. I've got plenty of peppers. Have peppers put back from last year, peppers put back even from the year before in the freezer. So much so that I have dehydrated peppers as well. I'll show you my dehydrated peppers. But I make cayenne powder as well. These are dehydrated peppers. I make take cayenne peppers and dry them out. Bell peppers, I dry them out. So we don't have to purchase peppers at all. These are the pepper things. They smell so good. I also make cayenne powder, things like that. Here's some more bell peppers, and then I have them frozen. I didn't even put the lid back on that. All of our tomatoes, we don't buy tomatoes. Usually we don't have to buy cucumbers. What do I preserve in vinegar? What else? Salsa, we don't buy salsa. We don't buy canned tomatoes. We don't buy tomato paste or tomato juice. We don't buy peppers. We raise our own radishes. Typically, we raise our own cucumbers. We don't eat watermelon or cantaloupe from the store. We grow our own. We only eat it when it's in season. No, the only thing that I would preserve in vinegar would be pickles. Also, I'll show you our green beans since we're talking about green beans. Here's the tenderettes from last year. I think that they canned up beautiful. You see how clear and clean? They were absolutely beautiful. I only have, I think, 5 jars left of green beans. But we don't buy green beans. We typically don't eat anything as far as vegetables. As far as vegetables go, we don't eat anything that we don't preserve besides potatoes and onion. Potatoes and onion I do have to buy at the store because we have yet to produce enough potatoes or onion to last us the entire year. Last year, I've never pickled green beans. But we typically just don't eat stuff that's out of season. So, how are we able to have a farm? I don't really know how to answer that question. Our farmland is my husband's parents. So the land that we farm, we do not own. Now it's going to be passed down to my husband, but we farm land that we don't own. But we farm our land completely full time. So we are more of a farmstead than a homestead. My husband doesn't work off the farm very often. I don't work off the farm very often. Sometimes I get a house cleaning job here and there just to kind of help like a friend or a family member out. But I haven't worked in the public besides doing house cleaning here and there for years. Pickled okra, yeah. It is expensive. It's very expensive, actually, but we have managed to be able to do it full time. I wish that I could tell you there was like one way to do it, but there's really not. We make our income off of resale of vegetables in the summertime. We sell some, we preserve most. Animals is how we have managed to have an income and to be able to stay home together as a family full time. We homeschool our child. We drive one vehicle. We don't eat out very much. We keep our debt low. So we have a farm truck. We have 3 vehicles, 2 of which are completely paid off. One we will be paying off this year. So we only have 1 vehicle debt at a time. 2 of them are trucks. One of them is my husband's work truck or farm truck. One of them is my husband's just everyday driver truck. And we also have a car that my father-in-law drives. We will be getting paid off this year. So we only have 1 vehicle. We don't eat out very much. We produce a lot of things or preserve a lot of things that we eat. We don't have any credit card debt. We keep our bills to an absolute minimum. So that is how we've been able to be farmers full time. We don't buy things new. Very hardly ever do we buy anything new. When we go and get furniture, we purchase it from friends and family. We buy antique or vintage pieces. We buy things from furniture from family members, from friends, from antique stores, things like that. We don't buy new appliances because they're pretty. My refrigerator is probably 15, 20 years old. It broke a while back ago. My husband figured out how to fix it. Our dryer is 8 years old. We didn't buy it until it completely broke. We just recently purchased a new washer, but the washer we had previously was 20 years old, and was one that we had to put parts on and fix it to keep it running as long as it did. When people buy me like birthday presents or things like that, Christmas presents, I ask for practical things, like things that I need for the kitchen, like a crock pot or an Instapot or a Dutch oven or my stove. That's another thing. My stove is a gas stove, which is probably 20 years old. We just don't buy anything. We just don't buy things new. We don't. We watch what we spend. We don't get an enormous amounts of debt. Like I said, we don't have any credit card debt. We don't even have a credit card. We've never even opened a credit card up in our name. We pay off 1 vehicle at a time. So so one person just has to limp it until we can, get another vehicle. So me and my husband have been married for 10 years. When we were dating, he bought our farm truck, and we drove that thing for years, until our daughter got a little bit older, and we decided to get like a family. It's like a van. It's an SUV. It's a 3rd row seating. We got that for more convenience because she was older. But we still drive the truck mostly. My father-in-law drives my vehicle, my SUV. We only drive 1 vehicle. So that means we have less gas. We just don't do credit cards because I feel like people have a tendency to misuse them, and they just get in mountains of debt. And like I said, our main goal is to keep our debt to an absolute minimum. Like I said, we've only got, we only pay on one vehicle at a time. We keep our bills very low. And the reason, I was talking about all these things that we have old. I haven't bought a new set of furniture, and our furniture is probably 15 years old. I just clean it. I maintain it. I keep it. We had to redo our floors, probably 8 years ago. When we redid our floors, I went from carpet to vinyl flooring, and like the floating floor. When I did that, we had to buy a rug. When we bought that rug, well, we didn't have to, but we bought a rug. And when we bought the rug, it was like $200. And I have deep cleaned that rug 2 or 3 times in a year. And I just keep it clean. I just maintain what we have. We take care of what we have so we don't have to buy things new. No, we're not Amish or Mennonite. Neither one. We're Pentecostal, if the dresses and the skirts and the long hair is what has got you. But no, we're not. We're Pentecostal, I guess. But no, we're not Mennonite or Amish. But yeah, that's how we have maintained and been able to be farmers full time, and make an income off our animals. And like all of that is the inside stuff. So outside, we don't buy an animal unless it can produce food or produce income. Produce food and an income. So all of our animals on the farm have to be able to produce food and income. If they cannot produce food and an income, then they don't stay on the farm. So we had goats for many years. And we decided that we wanted to homestead full time. We also had horses on the farm. We sold our horses because they couldn't produce food and income. Obviously, we're not going to eat the horse, so we no longer have them. The goats were failing to thrive, failing to reproduce, so we no longer have them. Just things like that. If a particular animal gets too expensive, if this particular animal just doesn't meet our needs, then we just don't keep it. She said, I think you have it figured out and are very, very sensible, simple living, headache free. Yeah, we had decided when we got married, very young, I was very young, that we were going to, just not make life a headache. There's so many people that are our age that have a mountain of debt. They're having to work every single day of their life. They're spending all of their time away from their family. They're spending all their time away from each other. I think that a lot of these marriages, a lot of young couples are failing because of that. They want the big, we don't even own a TV. We don't to spend more time together, to be home, to do what we love, and just be together, just to be a family. And I think that it puts a lot of pressure on couples, on families, on relationships with your children, on relationships with your spouse, when you're chasing, the better life, chasing to have the latest whatever, rolling car over car, like having multiple, like getting one car this year and then trading it in and like rolling it over and getting another car, never paying off a vehicle, never running something, until it just doesn't work anymore. You actually don't need the new refrigerator that has the tap screen. You can make it with an old one, because the only purpose for the refrigerator is to freeze food and to keep food cool. You don't need the latest whatever. You don't need the latest gadget that comes out. You don't need a TV at all. You need the latest outfits that come out. You don't need the whatever the main gadget on Amazon.com is right now. You don't need to buy everything that you see. You don't have to buy clothes brand new. You don't have to buy furniture brand new. You can have really nice things, really high quality things if you just take a minute, step back, and realize. This table that I have you all sitting on right now is a 80-year-old table that we bought from a family friend that was his childhood table. It's 80 years old. It's sturdy as all get out. It's absolutely beautiful. It's in great condition, and it's going to last 80 more years. You know, like if the world lasts that long, it's going to last that long. And that's how most of our furniture is. We have furniture in our living room that was handmade by my husband and by his uncle. Tables, and I have nice things that were just bought secondhand, that were just bought as antiques. My house is absolutely full of antiques. Well, you can look right here, hanging right here. Some of these lamps through here are like 60, 70, 80 years old. I've got lanterns. I've got a Fenton piece right there. I've got a lantern back behind it that's a Gone with the Wind lantern. It's probably, I don't know how old, 60, 80 years old. They're nice, heavy duty, good quality, American made items that's going to last a lifetime. They're going to be here presumably when my child is my age and older. So I just think buying those things instead of buying the latest whatever is, better. I feel like we're taking the better route. Let me see what y'all said. You said no, because you have a farm and don't buy stuff new. That's usually how Amish people are. I guess we're Amish-like then. Yes, most young people work their surroundings, but sadly their children suffer due to their absence. Absolutely. Or the latest camera or the latest computer. All of that stuff is just material. Absolutely. I'm using my phone right now to video. I do use my phone to video. I have the same laptop that I bought years ago when I went to college. It's completely outdated. It's an HP computer. It's like a Windows 10. I don't even know what the latest Windows is now. I can't hardly download anything on it. It's old as I'll get out. But Google works, the things that I need to work on it work. So, and I never had a computer growing up. There was never a computer. There's still to this day, well, I misspoke. Up until my mom got remarried, there was never a computer in our house. My parents didn't have a computer. We didn't have a computer. I never had a computer. We didn't grow up. We didn't have cable TV. We didn't buy things new. My parents made things last. And so I guess they passed that on to me. But yeah, I don't know. We just enjoy spending time together. We enjoy being together. And so we've made that work for our family. I know that it's not for everybody. I know that it's not for everybody, but it's worked for us. And so, as long as it continues working, we're going to continue doing it our way. We're going to continue to just have a slow, simple life and, do the best we can to just, make it work for us. And I don't expect everybody to be able to do what we do. But that's how we do it. You asked, so I tried to tell you. It's mostly, you asked how we manage it, and it's mostly because we just live as simply and unmaterialistic as absolutely possible. We keep our debts to an absolute minimum. We don't add anything extra. We don't hardly buy anything new. And we grow a lot of what we eat. And we buy a lot of what we have secondhand. That's what it boils down to. That's it. That's how we've maintained it. That's how we live the life we live. Well, guys, it's probably, what time is it? It is 12:37. It is late.
12:37.
And that little turkey is supposed to be in bed right now, and she is not. So I'm going to get her to bed.
I feel like I've had 4 pixie sticks. I'm running around the...
How do you even know what a pixie stick is?
Because when I would go to your mom's, you would give me pixie sticks just in case I got sleepy.
Oh my gosh.
I've had pixie sticks before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still up.
Yeah, my mom took me to a store and they had like pixie sticks as long as you.
She's taking advantage of me being on live. So I need to get her to bed.
And like, Mama keeps, Mama, she works night shift. Well, and she used to be a nut, so I'll be over there falling asleep on the couch, and she'll be over there till 1 o'clock, and I'll be like.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys. Thank you everybody for popping in. Hope you all enjoyed the live. I know I enjoyed it, but thank you all so much for hanging out, and hopefully we can see you on the next one. Oh my gosh. She's so tired, she's goofy. I think is what's happened. Yeah. All right. See y'all later.
Love y'all.
Bye.